Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Crenshaw.
We're here.
Fun fact, I met Kevin in real life for the first time about 6 minutes ago.
And now we're here.
And now we're here.
Look at us go.
Started
moving fast.
Maybe not at the bottom, but wherever we started, we're here now. Yes. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
You know, fun fact, that party I'm hosting tomorrow is a jungle-themed party.
No way.
You'd fit right in.
I would.
What's up with the shirt? I always do a fit check. Not always, sometimes.
I love fashion, man. I love men's fashion, and there's not a lot of it, and it pisses me off. Right. Half of my wardrobe, I'd say half, like maybe like a third of my wardrobe is women's clothes, believe it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I love fashion. I love standing out. I love being unique. We're little kids on recess still that forgot we're on recess. Like, go dress as Batman if you want to go dress as Batman. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to a point. To a point, you should dress as Batman.
Or you could
well, I know
go full out.
Only reason to say that is I seen this guy on Dr. Phil.
Okay. Oh, I saw that.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he was a little obsessed and he didn't even work.
That's a little bit, yeah, that's a little extreme. That's a little extreme.
Yeah, you got to go to work. You know, if you're going to, you got to earn your keep if you're going to dress like Batman.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. I love fashion. It's a form of expression, and expression is a need. It's a human need, and a lot of people nowadays see it as like, oh, that's just some nice thing or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Whether it's painting, whether it's through your vehicle, got a lot of car enthusiasts out there like to customize their stuff.
Yep.
Lots of ways to express yourself. Women's clothes. You don't have any heels, do you?
No.
Okay. All right. Look,
not that far with it.
I just, my mind's going in all different directions.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
It's true.
I gotta ask.
It's true.
What's your favorite woman's clothing piece?
It is this blue and green shirt that I have that has these like blue sequins on it.
Oh, funkadelic.
Yeah. It's like a button down.
Yeah. Do you like Red Hot Chili Peppers at all? Ish? Only reason I ask that is because that reminds me of the funk, bro.
Oh, the
like
funk.
70s funk.
I'm one with the funk, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be.
I mean,
why not? Life's too short.
That's exactly.
Can't be living in a box.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Those box people out there. Time to spice it up a little bit.
I ain't about the box.
Like Kevin. You're not about the box?
Keep it spicy. Keep it funky, you know?
So, the way we're going to go about this today, Kev.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Awesome. Yeah. Very good. We actually just started this. We're going to break this up into, this new format.
Okay.
We're going to break this podcast up into 2 segments.
All right.
All right.
Here for
so
it.
the first segment, we're going to capture your life story.
Ooh.
Yeah. So those will go out maybe on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And then our typical segment, we're going to talk about what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Business. We're going to help people. That'll probably go out on Wednesday. So let's dive into it with your life story piece, because we want to paint a clear picture of how you got to where you are today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Holy smokes, Kev. So, yeah. Where did it all start?
Well, it all started in Memphis, Tennessee.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Memphis,
Tennessee.
Yeah, you see, you don't talk like you're from Memphis.
Even when I was from Memphis, I didn't talk like I was from Memphis. People are like, where are you from? I'm like, here. What the fuck?
Yeah, what happened?
I was the nerd kid and played Xbox Live all the time, so I didn't get a dialect from people around me.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think happened.
Yeah, well, you were talking to other people
that weren't
from around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And you might have said, hey, I like the way your accent sounds.
Maybe. I don't know. I had no idea.
You were a kid.
Yeah.
You're a kid in Tennessee. You're playing Xbox. What was it like, Kevin, when you got off? Did you take the school bus? Did your parents drive?
No, I went to a private Christian school, so.
Oh, so you got dropped off.
I got dropped off, and I got, we had the uniform thing and
really?
all that stuff. Bible school, studied deeply on the Bible, which is funny because I'm full circle, come back to that faith now. But, back then it was like, okay, cool story, bro.
Well,
but I didn't feel anything about it.
That might have something to do with why you got a purple sequin shirt in your closet.
Maybe.
Because you're tired of the uniform.
The uniforms. That could be it psychologically. There might be something there, man.
Well, I'm
still tucking my shirt in, though. The shirt's tucked in.
Well, it works with the shirt.
It works with the shirt. Nah, yeah.
I wouldn't want to see that shirt untucked. No.
It'd be a crime.
Yeah. So you're in... Were you in that type of schooling All elementary?
First grade through I graduated high school.
Dang.
Same school.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for it, to be honest. I mean, in the moment, like most things with your parents, you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And then you look back and you're like, wow, thank you for doing that. It taught me a lot about that school really taught me a lot about the Bible, obviously. And I became really versed in understanding the Bible. But even in high school, like we took, like our Bible class was debunking the Bible and playing devil's advocate and trying to like that argument type thing against the Bible. And that was really supportive, you know, of like, I think it opened my brain to like, it wasn't this is the way it is. It's like a little bit of free thinking, but hey, this is the way it is. So it kind of crept in there, but I don't know. I really enjoyed that time. And while I was the shy nerd kid that sat by myself at lunch and played Xbox with my friends, you know, I had a few group of friends there, but they had their like popular friends. So I was very much excluded. I didn't play sports. I just reverted and played video games and I painted. And so I eventually won a scholarship to the Art Institute out in Nashville because I was going to design video games. And last second, I pulled the plug and said, nope, I'm going to go to the University of Memphis and study exercise sports science because fitness had changed my life at that point. Got started with P90X.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on.
And I got jacked.
Yeah, way to stay jacked, by the way. You could tell.
Yeah.
That shirt fits a little bit better when you're jacked.
That's true.
So, you're in elementary school. What was it like when you went back into your house? Let's say you're first through fifth grade. You go inside your home. What's the environment like?
Single mom, or not single mom, I'm sorry, but home mom. My dad was working all the time. So he had a brick and mortar business doing rims and tires. It was very successful, but he was always at work. So he wasn't really in my life to a certain degree.
Even on weekends?
He was doing mowing the yard. He was playing golf. He was out a lot. We did get together and, you know, we did duck hunting and dove hunting and things of that nature every once in a while, which was always fun.
Yeah.
But he was a little distant. We actually got closer right before he passed a few years ago. But
how old was he?
60-something.
60-something? Oh, a young guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, I'd come home and I thank God for my mom. She just followed this motto of like, whatever makes you happy makes me happy. So she let me follow my own curiosities with any of my like hobbies that I had. Except for you can't just stay at home and play video games. You have to do something. And I didn't want to do sports. So art was my out on that. And so I did, you know, throughout middle school, especially.
Well, wait a minute.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Wait a minute, Kev. Pump the brakes for a second. We're going full steam ahead here. So you're in elementary school. When did you first pick up the sticks for video gaming?
Oh man,
was it in elementary?
Nintendo 64 in elementary school.
Yeah,
I still have one. I have a Nintendo 64 retro and tube TV at home,
dude.
Just for nostalgia.
Yeah. Oh, that's freaking fun.
Yeah.
What was your favorite game?
Back then, Tetris, believe it or not.
What about
old school Tetris? Or no, Galactica. Galactica.
Yeah, that's with the shooting.
And you shoot upwards, and I beat that game.
You beat it? Dude, how many people on the face of the earth can say that they beat it?
Fucking intense.
Especially the amount of people that actually played it who can say that.
Yeah, it was wild. I beat it as a kid. But then I played Turok on computer.
Dinosaur.
Back in the day? Yeah, oh yeah. I was big into dinosaurs, man.
Knives.
Gears of War ended up becoming one of my favorite games. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Gears of War.
Oh, yeah.
Very bloody. My mom played with me. She bought an Xbox to play with me and my friends.
I love that.
She was that mom.
I love that.
Fucking love it, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Your mom's still around?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Nina.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you got the full family. What about brothers and sisters?
I have a half sister, same dad, different mom from my dad's second marriage. My mom was his third, and she left the house.
Where'd she go?
To live with her mom, but she left the house like when I was 2 or 3, I think. So I never really developed a deep bond with her.
Okay. Yeah, you were super young.
Yeah,
that makes sense. How much older is she? 10 years old.
12, something like that. Yeah.
Whoa. All right. There's a gap. I got a sister too.
Yeah.
She's 2 years older than I am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she lives in New Hampshire.
Sweet.
Yeah,
my sister lives outside of Nashville.
Good spot.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did you do? Did you ever get in trouble in elementary school?
And this is what started what I do now. So I'm a relationship coach.
Hell yeah.
And
need more of those. More
right.
Advice.
And I started young.
Mm-hmm.
Like first grade young, having a crush on a girl. And I kissed her on the hand at recess one day and got detention. And
that's because he's a school you're in.
Right. But I got detention and couldn't play at recess for a week. And that taught me subconsciously back then that if I express my love, I get punished. So I shut it down. And that's why I, in my opinion, looking back, I really became a shy kid. Like I didn't talk to girls until high school when I met my ex-fiance, which was my my first girlfriend.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny how those moments, they're so small in retrospect, but they're so impactful.
Massive.
Kids.
Yeah. I still deal with it, like in my body. It's like this hesitation to express love. And, I obviously it's peanuts compared to what it was, but it's so wild.
And something, Kev, I think I'm addicted to saying Kev now. It's super
Here
fun.
for it.
It's just fun. I think that's something that's an issue with the school system.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough melding of the school, the government, and the household.
Yeah, that's very true.
They're not working together.
Yep.
And it's just a complete mixed bag. It's just based off of luck whether you get through that stuff unscathed.
Right. I struggled in school, like with grades and stuff. I had ADD, ADHD. I was eating like shit too, so that
like fried nuggets, chicken nuggets all day, Oreo
pizza
cookies,
rolls.
Oh, dude, everybody's
toaster strudels in the morning.
Yeah, that goop on top.
That goop. Oh yeah. Sprite is all I drank. I don't know how I was hydrated. Mac and cheese.
We had the same diet, bro.
How are we alive?
I can't believe our parents
but how are we actually like alive right now? That's not food. Like such
pure trash.
No wonder I had ADD and ADHD.
Right.
Like
going crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that soda as a kid?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Bro, I had diet caffeine free soda, but still, look, I'd drink a 36 pack a week. For real.
Holy shit.
For real. I'd take a sieve of Oreos and put it in a cup of milk and eat it with a spoon.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
And cereal in the mornings.
Bro.
Track us up on sugar and
then you take a nap in math class.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't focus.
And then you get in trouble for doing that because you should be focused.
And then you feel like crap. You're getting in trouble.
And then you're doing things that you don't want to do and you're focused.
Like what? What were you doing?
Like
school.
School.
Oh,
you don't want to. I don't want to care about this shit.
Nope.
But you should care about it and you need to pay attention.
Says that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's such a fucked.
It's backwards,
thing,
bro.
Man. It really is.
It's so backwards. And even college nowadays. Look, no. I'm pointing fingers at anybody going to college. Sometimes it's really good. It can be.
I went for 2 years and backed out because I was like, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah. Yeah. Learning, like if you're going to school for business, but they have you taking these obscure math classes or history classes as a whatever.
Yeah.
You're paying for it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what does this have to do with business?
Right.
This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The crazy thing for me was I went to school for exercise sports science while I was teaching group fitness classes and personal training people. I'm like, why the fuck am I here? I have the certification to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
I'm already doing it. I didn't want to take it any further, so I was like, why am I here?
No good reason.
I wanted to make my mom happy. That's basically it. And I was like, love you, Mom, but I ain't going to go into that much debt just to prove that I love you and so you could live vicariously through me because you didn't finish college. Like, I'm good.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about independent thinking.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Here for that.
You said you did it to make your mom proud. And I recall going into the military, a big part of that was because I wanted to make my dad proud. He was prior Navy. I went into the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think that the best way we can think as people, individually, is by removing any outside influence.
I'd say that's dangerous.
Tell us why.
It's a little controversial. I get what you're saying, though. Like, zero outside influence, what's true for me? I think that's very important. And then I think once you find that truth, you then bring it into your reality. Because as a relationship coach, you know, if you're in connection with any human, everything you do affects somebody around you.
Yep.
And so it's like, okay, that's the truth. And what situation is around me? Because if I just said zero outside influence, what do I want to do? And I'm in a relationship, it's like running a 3-legged race on your own type of situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a little context in there.
Right.
We gotta divulge the context. What I mean by that is, let's say you visualize your life with no outside influence. What does it look like?
I see what yeah.
What about an occupation?
Right. What's going to fulfill you? What do you actually want?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's going to fire you up? Right. And I think that a lot of people don't take the time to do that.
That's true.
You got a lot of kids going to medical school because their parents preach upon them, be a doctor or lawyer or whatever.
It's the fucking system, though. You go to school before you even form the part of your brain that's like, I don't want to do this. It's kind of, right?
Yeah.
Right when that starts happening, you go to school. And so it's like what you do, and then school tells you to go to the next school, and it's just what you do, and then school tells you to go to the next school, call it business, and it's just what you do. I think a lot of society's waking up from that right now. I don't think that's the narrative it was a few decades ago, which, praise God, I love that. But, you know, it's still this, well, what am I supposed to do? Thinking that's coming from your parents. Like, what am I supposed to do? Tell me what to do. There's fucking AI systems out there that, like, you tell it what you need to do and it puts it on your calendar and it tells you what to do. Like, what the fuck?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have to try that.
But, like, where's your free thinking? Like, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Instead of what should I be doing? And whenever somebody's like speaking from should, a lot of times you're not in your free like will. It's like, what should I be doing? What's the right thing to do right now? And if and I lived this, so I'm speaking from experience, but if you're speaking that and a lot of should language, you're coming from shame of like, something's wrong with me, I should be doing something else. Or what I want to do isn't enough or isn't right, quote unquote. And that came from, well, I wanted to play, but my parents said I needed to do homework. Or I wanted to play at recess longer, but I had to sit in math class. Like, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
that's so ingrained in us on a subconscious level that what you want to express it is not okay.
Man. And then how about the people that go to college and then they realize that they don't like their profession?
I'm glad I didn't do that. I can't speak for that because I backed out after 2 years, and I backed out of the fitness industry eventually anyway. But yeah, man, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, but by then it's too late, and the college has already got their money, and then you're just another pawn in the system.
Until you wake up and realize
waking up, consciousness, the increased consciousness, and I think it's based off of free will, free thinking. Yeah. It can be a scary place to doing that.
I saw what they say about statistics, but I saw a statistic that said that there was some poll that like 90% of humanity isn't actually self-aware like they think they are.
Damn.
In terms of free thinking.
Yeah. That's
so incredible. I don't know if that's true, but
90%? Well, where's the 10% at? Who are they?
Right. Austin. They're here on the podcast.
That's why y'all should move. All right. Come on over. So it seemed like you had a pretty decent upbringing in the house.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
Minus the dad not being too present.
That and mom being unpredictable sometimes.
How so?
And just emotionally placing a lot of needs on me.
Really?
Like, I mean, yeah. Or so I didn't have any. There's capital T traumas, which is like abuse and blood and violence and yelling and shit. I had an absence of a lot of that, so I didn't experience any fights between my parents. They never showed me that. So now in relationship, I had a big aversion to being in an argument, essentially. Like, absolutely, it wasn't okay. Not because I experienced it and I didn't want that, because it was so foreign to me.
Yeah.
It's like, I just don't want to do that. So early on, I would, swallow things, not speak up type of shit to avoid conflict.
When you say early on, what age?
Early 20s. I mean, I'm 30 now, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, early 20s, I would, a lot of keeping quiet, biting my tongue, and then building resentment up in my body, and then it would burst.
Dude.
You know.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just to avoid conflict.
And then you found conflict.
Internally.
Yeah.
You know, it would burst in my own, like, crazy extremes. I'm fucking done with this out of nowhere.
We'll talk about that here in just a minute.
Well, to be continued.
Yeah. we got to hit up middle school.
Middle school.
It's a defining moment for a lot of us. It can be awkward. Our hormones are running rampant.
Yeah, middle school for me was, I would say, different in that, you know, all my friends started, the few friends that I had started playing sports, getting into wrestling and football and everything. And here I am still painting and having a big aversion to sports. Even when we get together and play like two-hand touch football or something.
Yeah. Why?
I didn't want to tackle people or hit people or like that wasn't in me for some whatever reason.
Well, what kind of painting were you doing?
More like abstract stuff. Abstract. I'd paint animals. I'd paint sunsets, but in a very abstract way. I'd do a lot of drawing too.
I'd like to see some of that.
Pull it up real quick.
Works.
Yeah.
Yeah, show the camera too.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I'll pull up. I'll actually show you the piece that won me the scholarship. Let's do that.
Yeah.
In high school.
I'm speaking for everybody who's watching this. They want to see that one too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna scroll and find that real quick.
Yeah, it takes a second.
It takes a second, but
so yeah, you're in your middle school, and you weren't really going into sports all that much. You didn't have the drive to be aggressive like that. We were more internal. Were you an introvert?
I would say so. I would consider myself an introvert or somebody who, what's it called? Just in touch with their emotions more so, you know? And I think a lot of that was because my experience of reality was so high strung from all this fucking sugar I was having and all these other things that I had an aversion to that because it got me in trouble for being loud or whatever. So I just hermited.
Makes sense.
You know, now and even in middle school, I played paintball, you know, so I still loved that type of aggression. But when it came to like physical, like, and I used to teach kickboxing classes, but it was shadow boxing. It wasn't hitting a bag. So when it comes to hitting stuff, for some reason back then, I just had this weird aversion to it. Now I'll like go to the rage room for fun. I have a very healthy relationship with my anger, but back then I really shut it down and I bypassed anger and went into this like self-deprecation, shame, something's wrong with me type story. And then in middle school.
Yeah, that's. I think there's a lot of people out there that struggle with that now. And how did you get over that? Where'd you find sovereignty?
It was actually in a group of men. It was in a men's group.
Yeah.
And we were talking about I don't even remember, man. But it was kind of like this, okay, who wants to go? And we had this giant circle, like 40, 50 guys. And it's like, who has something to say? And my body was fucking vibrant. I was like, God damn it, it's me. I didn't even know what I was going to say. I just go up and I'm freaking out. And I'm around these high caliber coaches here in Austin and a lot of people I felt safe with.
Yeah. And
at the time, man, I was just going through some shit. And they were like, he was talking to me and I'm like, I think I know what I need to do. And I knew I had his anger. And he's like, all right, let it rip. And I blacked out, man. I woke up like staring at the ceiling and one of my friends is like literally cradling me. And everybody's eyes are like, what the fuck just happened? And apparently I went berserk and just letting it rip. And it was inspiring for a lot of people, but also scary for some other guys. They were like, he's going to hurt himself, or like, it was kind of insane. That was the moment for me where I started to access my anger. And then, you know, now I lead anger ceremonies for men. So men who don't have that, I basically go first, if you will, and show them what it kind of looks like because a lot of men don't know what a healthy anger is. They only know aggression from parents or whatever it is on TV.
When's the next one?
Man, I do it spot. I don't schedule them. So I do it like when somebody hits me up and they're like, yo, I've got some stuff. I'm like, hey, I can help you with that.
I own and operate the Austin Elite League, the umbrella company's Elite League International. Nice. Started here in Austin though, and it's a men's development group.
Okay.
We should book something for September.
I'm in 100%.
I'll fill up the space with the men that are in the organization.
Okay.
And I want to do it so bad.
Let's do it.
I freaking, it's not that I want, I think it's a need.
It is a need, because a lot of guys don't know how to channel their anger into, they know how to, again, pop, and then it becomes aggression, and you hurt people around you, and then you're like, oh, that's not fucking me, I don't want to be that guy, or you're judging it and saying, oh, well, I'm not an angry person. Every person has anger. Anger is a healthy emotion. It's how you set boundaries.
Yes.
And so to wield it in a way where you let it all the way out and you actually lose control of yourself, but in a safe space where you're not hurting somebody else or yourself, that you have this empowerment about you, man, that's like, you're more solid in yourself. You got a fucking backbone now. And I didn't for the longest time. I was the nice guy, yes man, people pleaser for so much of my life because I didn't access that anger and wield it in a very healthy way. I was just kept shoving it down, shoving it. Yeah.
Okay, let's all focus on that. Wield your anger.
There's anger where if I'm angry at you for something, there's anger directed at you, which is always, that's not good.
I don't like it.
I can be angry at you and go, bah, and bring it this way, and then find my solitude, know what's true, and then bring it to you. If you don't know how to fucking do that in your body, we got problems, because it's going to come out on you.
Interesting, you said it's your body as well.
It is. It
has to do with bioenergetics. The anger, I can really twist it.
I remember the last. Well, no, it wasn't the last one actually, but I was in Costa Rica recently, almost a year ago, after a breakup that I went through, and a buddy of mine was like, "Dude, I'm going out there to buy land. Like, you should come out there and let's just get away for a little bit. 3 weeks out there." He's talking about, man, I want to access my anger and da da da. I'm like, you know who I am? Like, do you know what I do? He's like, no, dude, I've just never seen it. Like, let's go. That next day, we had planned to be out in the indigenous zone. This is hours of walking distance away from anywhere with electricity.
Isn't it dangerous?
No, we lived out there for like a little bit of time with some of the indigenous. Yeah.
And it's not dangerous. In Africa?
Where we went.
In Africa?
Oh, yeah. In Africa.
They'll spear you.
Totally. Okay. This was different in Costa Rica. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And so it was something out of a movie, bro. We kept like kind of putting it off because he's like, it's not present. And then when it was, he's like, all right, it's tonight. That night, it was sundown-ish time. It started pouring rain. And the river that we were going like next to the river to do it starts raging, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is fucking perfect. And we gathered some sticks, and like it was something straight out of a fucking movie, bro. I wish somebody would have been able to film, because I went first and I tapped into some shit that I didn't realize was there. And I took it to another level internally of like primal. And he saw that, and then he let it rip. And it's so awesome everybody's first time, because they get to this point where, again, they lose control and you see the fucking primal man in them. And then it snaps and it turns into grief. And they hit this depletion. And that's how you know you actually got it up and out.
I need that.
And then to be able to be there with him and hold him in that, and like it was so fucking beautiful, man. And then we jumped in the river right after to cleanse and everything, and again it's pouring, so it was nuts, man. And he was like a new person after that.
I'm visualizing this experience. It is just like a movie, bro.
Yeah, it's you can't make that shit up, man. And so there's a lot of, like I said, we got sticks and shit, because I believe you got to break stuff. So a lot of the personal development space is like screaming pillows and punch, get a baseball bat and like punch this bag. And it's like, no, dude, go to the rage room and actually break some fucking glass, or go out there and like chop some wood, or like, and use your voice while you're in it. Like, you can go and do a rage ceremony and feel some anger, or you can like feel your wholeness as a fucking man. And it's like this 2% difference. And that's why I facilitate it, because some guys can bring it up and they feel good, but it's not like to that point where they fucking crack. And the same can happen with grief, and that happens with my clients. So if I'm helping them grieve something, it's like they're in it and they're kind of in their shame, or they're fucking wailing, and then it depletion happens afterwards. And it's like, that just left you. That's totally different than I'm feeling this emotion because I'm in somatic work and I'm going to feel the feelings and I'm taking this breath work thing. And that's great. But that's to me like kindergarten.
You ever gotten in a fight before?
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
I mean, which fight?
I'm surprised you fought somebody. I've never punched anybody.
Well, I mean, I fought, but I haven't punched anybody, no.
Oh, what do you mean? You fought?
You said, have you ever gotten in a fight? That's totally different than mine.
You got me, zing. So what, have you ever gotten in a physical fight with somebody?
Yeah, but like in high school.
In high school? See, I was always afraid to fight somebody because I was afraid that I would just go overboard and not stop.
And that's what you gotta access.
Yeah.
Because if you're judging that part of you, are you in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She fears that part of you, but desires it equally.
Okay.
Like every man has a fucking killer in him that will absolutely lose control and not stop type of shit.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a relationship with that part of you, it'll be dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, and as a man, you're the most dangerous person in your family.
Right.
And it's important to like notice that. But if I'm just not an angry guy because I want to be safe, or you don't have a relationship with it and it's just fucking chaotic.
Yeah.
Both of those extremes of are dangerous. But when you're like, yeah, I could fuck shit up right now. You've wielded it. It's not out of your control. It's like a fucking sword, man. It's like you've got, okay,
Just want to crush this can.
the testosterone.
Dude. Hey, so I got to say this on the tip of my tongue here. I have been telling myself my whole life, or no, my majority of my adult life, let's be clear, that I don't allow myself to get angry because I experienced a lot of it growing up.
And so you don't want to hate that. You don't. Yeah, was it for your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Most men have an aversion to being their dad.
Yeah.
And because you don't want to fucking be like that.
Right.
But if you're running from being him,
yeah,
it's the opposite side of the coin. He's still in control. You don't have free will.
Right.
You're saying, I'm going to not be that.
Right.
So you're running away from something.
Yeah.
Versus running towards something that you actually do want. Do you follow?
Yeah.
It's still a little bit on a leash.
Your what do you call it? A seminar? No. Your workshop?
Yeah.
Your workshop? It's almost like it's already been done. I'm so committed to doing that. Okay.
Here's my...
yes. Let's go.
My painting. So I painted this with a hammer instead of a paintbrush. And it's probably about yay tall. It's, up to my shoulders probably.
Dude.
And I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that, but it's a self-portrait of me in high school. It got me a key to the city of Memphis and...
What?
A scholarship to the Art Institute in Nashville.
You?
Yeah, man.
You looked like that?
I looked like that with spiky short hair and...
Wow. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the one.
Respect.
Thank you.
To all the artists out there. Seriously. I can barely write my own name with a pen. That's amazing. Okay. So, okay, you're in middle school. Did the relationship change with your dad at all?
In middle school, no. It was more the same.
Mm-hmm.
He was really involved when I was like, again, right before my sister left. I see pictures and videos and stuff, and he was all about me. And then I think my sister left, and I don't know whatever they went through, but I don't remember, like, shit changed.
Mm-hmm.
Started working a lot. Him and my mom were also going through it. They stayed together for me type of a thing, and I didn't find that out until years later. And so
yeah,
he was just kind
busy.
of like, I was just busy my way out of this, and I don't blame him.
A little checked out,
man.
Yeah.
So that was I'd say middle school, and then all my friends starting to get girlfriends and play sports, and I'm still playing video games.
You skipped the girls because of the elementary experience in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Playing video games, you're painting. What happened in high school? Were you in the same house?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so in high school, that's when I met my ex-fiance, which was a setup, man. My mom and her mom were my mom's hairdresser was her mom. And then they were like, oh, who's that daughter? Oh, I have a son that age, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and they should meet. And then, like, literally, I guess my mom was just like, he needs to fucking go on dates or something. And
push off the ledge.
Yeah,
out there.
Yeah, literally. And she came over to see. I had a mural in my room that I did on the walls, and so she came. She was an artist as well, so she came over to see that, and then we sparked it up and saw a movie that night. And 4 days later, she was my girlfriend, and then 4 years later, she was my fiance. And then that ended with her zero explanation. Here's the ring.
No explanation.
They put me in a suicidal depression.
Yeah.
She left me for another man, but
well, at least you figured that out later.
Yeah.
At least
a few weeks later.
Yeah.
But again, I was a codependent, nice guy, didn't have a backbone type of thing, so I see how my part played in that. But I was cheated on by the 2 relationships after her. So that's what sparked all of this stuff with the Heart Guy and relationship coaching. Was I was like, what about me is creating this? Because I could sit here and say that all women are cheaters, but that's not true. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then that's when I really started to see my own stuff.
How would you describe it if you were to answer that question? What is happening?
My insecurities were looking for security through somebody else. All of my doubts and fears were running the relationship instead of my love and truth and power.
How do you think it was perceived on the other end?
It's a good question. I don't think I can ever know. Maybe a lot. I was just very needy, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Man, he's so nice, but she didn't feel that like he would tell me no, because I would say, yes, man. So I'll do anything to please you. I was a pleaser instead of pleasing her, which are different things.
A pleaser opposed to pleasing her.
Totally different things. A pleaser, you can't say no. Pleasing her, you can still say no. You want to please her, but not at the sake of rocking your own center, not pouring from an empty cup.
Jeez.
That's different.
Jeez, take note of that as well. Rocking your own center. Yeah, finding centeredness is, I would say, is a daily activity.
Mm-hmm.
Finding your center and operating out of that.
And what it even means, because you can be centered when you're in the middle of a workout. Yeah. You can be centered in the middle of a meditation. Can you be centered in the middle of an argument? Can you be centered in the middle of driving? Like, you can find your center in a variety of different ways. Yeah. It doesn't have to look like this spiritually aligned.
No. The way I would depict that is through posture. Through posture. Let's say if you're really focused on a problem or focused on the future, your posture, you're looking down at the ground. All you can see is ground. Or if you're taking too much of a lackadaisical approach and you really don't care and you're kind of aloof and just saying, taking that victim mentality perhaps, you're leaning back. You're just like this, sitting on a freaking couch, looking at the sky. Whereas if you're upright, you can see the world on a 360-degree view. You're present when your posture is that way.
And I think the biggest thing, at least I'll speak from my own experience, that the biggest thing that rocked my center was worry. It was I worried or was I in faith?
What were you worried about?
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried about fucking everything.
You worried about if she's going to take off?
I was worried about, is she going to take off? I was worried about, am I going to make enough money this month for rent? I was worried about, what I'm going to eat going to disrupt my gut? I was worried about the workout that I was going to do. I was worried about the class that I had to teach in a few hours. I always could find something to worry about, and I stayed in worry for so fucking long and didn't even realize it.
What did that worry teach you now that it's gone?
It taught me a lot. I would say, number one, it taught me just how powerful human imagination is. It taught me, I would say it was largely generational. So my mom was extremely worried when she was pregnant with me because they tried for 4 years and couldn't have a baby. And then she got pregnant with me, and it was like this weird thing where I could fall out of her at any moment. So she was almost bedridden the whole time. So she literally went through a lot of worry. And then halfway through it, at the doctor's office, they went to hear my heartbeat, whatever, and they couldn't find it, so they thought I died. And then scheduled a thing to clean her out next day, and the doctor usually doesn't check again and decided to check again. And it's like, oh, wait, he's still alive. And so like my mom must have been a freaking worried mess for that pregnancy.
Big time.
Because she wanted me so bad. For 4 years, bro, you're trying IVF, you're trying all this stuff. Then it finally happens and it's high risk. And then, wait, he died. Wait, he didn't die. Like all that I was swimming in that like literally as I'm growing.
The cortisol, your experience.
So I had a lot of the worry wasn't even mine. It was just like what my body was used to. And, I have a healthy dose of worry now. I think it's important, and, every once in a while, but I don't swim in it. I don't live in it as much anymore. And that's a very recent development. But yeah, it taught me a lot about how crazy the imagination is and how much choice that I actually have now.
Well, Kevin, I'm glad you made it
Thank you.
through that pregnancy.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Happy to have you.
I mean, I'm happy I'm here.
Shout out to Nina.
Yeah, shout out, Mom.
Yep. Respect to all the moms. It's crazy stuff.
It really is.
So mind blowing. Yeah. High school. You got the girlfriend. 4 days after dating her, you're the boyfriend and girlfriend. It's a big deal because it's your first relationship since ever. And then you ultimately, after high school, you became fiancés?
So
a year
our
after?
first year, she was a year older than me, so she was her first year of college, and then I was going into college.
Yeah.
So right after high school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get any trouble in high school?
I got perfect attendance. I was that guy, man.
Way to go.
Yeah, no, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't even drink until my 21st birthday.
Wow.
I had sips of wine and shit, but like I said, my experience was a little different. I didn't go to a public school. I didn't do drugs or anything. I played video games, man.
When did the taste in clothing appear?
That's a good question. I would say a little bit more recently. I had school and it was wearing whatever as a kid, right? But then college, I again kind of I was in gym clothes all the time. And then I was a personal trainer and group fitness instructor, so I was always in gym clothes. And my wardrobe was all gym clothes. I didn't really have much like other normal human attire.
Yeah. You're a gym guy.
I was a gym guy. And then I went nomadic and traveled the world from a backpack for a few years. And so I only had what was in my backpack, which was a lot of black and gray. And a lot of black. It was all black and gray and like a few outfits.
100% black and gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I finally got a place when I got to Austin. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start. I have a closet now. Like, let me start exploring. And it was like different, like muted color palettes. And I was like, this ain't me. And then left a relationship, got into another relationship, got a different place. And then I was like a lot more expressive. That's when I got this shirt and stuff. And so I'd say it's been about 2.5 years that it's been more expressed. And I just feel more comfortable in it, man. I don't know.
It's you.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Artistic. That's good. I think we all need a little art in our lives.
It's also permission, man. I can't tell you the number of people that have been like, man, I really like that. And then they're starting to express more in their life. And I'm like, wow, I'm like a fucking permission slip. Like, hey, you can do this.
Dude, I was literally thinking, where can I go buy a leopard print shirt after this?
A lot of my shit I find from thrift stores, believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the good stuff. Okay. This is great. This is really fun. So you're in the relationship, she breaks your heart, takes off, there's another dude in her life. You get into a suicidal state. At its worst, what did that look like?
Holding a Glock in my hands.
Yeah.
Like honestly thinking about just ending it all because she was my world and I didn't know who I was without her anymore.
Where were you?
At home.
Your parents' house.
Yeah. I knew where my dad's Glock was, and right after she broke up with me, I just was panicking. And the card that I played back then was having big problems got me attention. And so killing myself would be a huge problem. I'd get a lot of attention, but I wouldn't be fucking around for it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what...
Good one.
That's what was going on. Like, I could psychoanalyze myself and be like, that's why I went to that extreme. But then I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I put it up and ended up going to bed. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pivotal moment. So what happened next? You went to school for 2 years.
Yeah, went to college for 2 years. Didn't have a traditional college experience. You know, I
Why not? What was it like?
boring, man.
Why? What do you mean? Did you have a bunch of buddies, gym buddies?
Not really. I was grinding at work.
Yeah.
I was working a lot. So I'd teach 2 to 3 group fitness classes a day. Oh, that's why. I was that's when I got started in bodybuilding. So I was doing physique shows and shit. So I wasn't out and partying and drinking. I was working out twice a day for an hour and a half each time.
Eating chicken.
Eating stale chicken, man. No salt, no seasoning.
On a college kid's buzz it.
Yeah. I looked great, but damn, I drove my body to the ground.
For sure. That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. Seems like you're a pretty disciplined guy.
Very.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you always been like that? No.
Fitness taught me that.
Right.
Discipline. When getting into bodybuilding and everything. Yeah. And it was manic levels of discipline to the point where it was like, I don't care what the fuck you think, how you feel, you do it. And so I can crank into that gear if I need to.
Yeah.
But I lived there for a little too long, and it kind of damaged my psyche a little bit. Which is why I think I went nomadic for a while and said, fuck his routine. Like, let me go do whatever I want to do. Again, the free thinker thing instead of what I should be doing.
Do you think that was driven by perfectionism? That manic control? That manic...
I don't think it was perfectionism as much as it was a sense of control or to make me feel safe. Because there wasn't a lot of normalcy in my life.
Yeah.
I think there's that. And then I got rewarded for being high energy and rewarded for looking a certain way. So I just doubled down on doing those things because it got me attention.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve attention because you're fired up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when did you go on that nomadic journey, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
So I ended up, after the third breakup, I left Memphis and went to Dallas.
Oh.
And when I went to Dallas, I was homeless for 6 months.
Oh.
Didn't have a plan. Although I did, and it fell through because it was a horrible situation.
It's crazy.
So in that time, I was a little delusional, trying to make this like online business work. And
which one?
Network marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. It worked for a little bit, but I never got good at building a team, which is how you build income. I could sell like crazy, but I couldn't get other people to sell, which is how you make money on network marketing. And so, I won free trips and I was recognized and all these things for the sales that I was making, but I wasn't doing good with the residual income part of it. And so I was trying to still make that work. And eventually one of my buddies, I asked for $20. I'll never forget it. And he shakes his head, pulls out his wallet, looks me dead in the eyes and says, "Get your shit together." I was like, fuck.
Accountability is
right.
For the champions.
And that's when something cracked in my brain. And I started, I picked up serving, bartending. I humbled myself and started working fitness again. So I got started on with Equinox and group fitness and personal training. So I was working 4 jobs, 19-hour days, 7 days a week for 2 months straight. I was literally sleeping 2 to 4 hours a day or a night at that point. And until I got severe adrenal fatigue and I was losing memory. I remember one day all of my bosses got on to me for forgetting something, and I was like, "Oh, I should slow down."
Here's your sign.
Yeah, but I got an apartment, I was able to furnish it and all the things, and so I started pulling back. But that happened, and then I was kind of in a lot of scarcity mentality, and my grandfather passed away and left me at like $50K inheritance, which was I'd never experienced that much money before in my life back then, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm traveling the world," and so I did. And
good for you.
I blew it all, but I really am so grateful for that because I got out of the box and the patterning that I was in, and experienced the world. Went to parts of the U.S. I hadn't seen, Canada, Australia for 3 months. That was beautiful, and man, I lived it up, man. I got to really experience myself with freedom and what that felt like, financial freedom, right, at the time. And so
amazing,
yeah, and so grateful for that. And then found myself at LA and personal development seminar thing, and was like, I'm going to stay here. And that's when all of the Heart Guy stuff started coming online of like, okay, I don't want to do fitness again. What do I, but this whole time I've been studying masculine and feminine energy dynamics. I've been helping friends in their relationships. Everybody's coming to me for relationship advice because I'm reading all these books about love and relationship. And I'm like, but I'm 24 at the time. Like, why, can I be a relationship coach? I don't have a relationship. What the fuck? But people kept showing up. And so a buddy of mine was like, if you could speak about one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? You could stop doing all this shit. I was like, relationships. He's like, do that. So I did. And I launched The Heart Guy.
That free will thinking, right? Nobody.
Yeah.
I think that perhaps that trip that you went on gave you that. You didn't have any influences.
Yep.
And you got to decide what it is that you want to do.
That's true. Wow. I've never thought about that before. Well, that's true. Yeah. That's very true. And so, I was just like, I'm going to, and again, I was kind of skirting around relationships as like, I'm going to help you live life from the heart, whatever the fuck that meant to me. Like, that's so broad as a business, And so I was like,
it works.
Yeah, it works. And so I launched my podcast, and this is 2017.
Tell the people the name.
The Heartbeat.
Boom. Okay. Keep going.
And so I launched my podcast then, and episode 3 or 4 was about masculine, feminine energy dynamics. And I got bombarded with questions, and I was like, oh, double down on that. And then so I kept doing that. Then I was like, well, I'm not a dating coach, and I'm not a pickup artist, and I'm not like, all these questions were coming in. So I was like, what is in alignment for me to talk about? What do I want to talk about? And
clear on your focus.
And then something came through with healing from breakups. And I was like, that's an integrity, and I feel like people need that. And so I launched a breakup recovery course. Hundreds of people went through it, and it changed a lot of people's lives. I launched like this 14-day challenge to basically get out of your comfort zone and live life from the heart and live with more self-love and compassion for others. And almost 1,000 people went through that. And then, because I had a huge online presence with my fitness stuff, so it was easy to transition. I already had eyeballs on me. And then I just was like, I'm really helping people fall in love with themselves. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. So I developed some stuff there, and I basically created this business to making $250,000 in the first year. But just a few months ago was homeless. So I was blowing it faster than I was spending it, living up life in Santa Monica.
It's fair.
Like I was enjoying the fine things in life.
As anybody in their 20s should do.
And I'm glad I did. But again, it was riddled with fucking worry, man.
Wow.
It was still this, how I'm going to pay rent this month, even though I was making that much money.
Yep. Yep.
So there was that, and it was tons of fulfillment, but I needed to be needed. So I couldn't turn off. I couldn't relax. I couldn't have fun. I was always working, and it was in this scarcity thing. And I came back from a tour. I did a back-to-back Dallas, LA, Toronto, and Miami, like one-day event thing, and it was sold out in every city. It was amazing. And I love facilitating in person. It's from my like group fitness days. And I came back to an eviction notice on my door of falling out with a friend who I owed money to, and my business coach threatening to sue me because I was late on a payment. Realized I'd racked up very quickly over $100,000 in debt, and integrity is my number one value. And so I go to the beach and crack, and I'm like, same thing as the $20, get your shit together. That same energy came in my body, and it was like, you got to pay these people.
Yeah.
And so I did. I lived off of energy drinks for a fucking month and a half and made over $100K in that month and a half out of thin air to pay everybody back. But I developed extreme adrenal fatigue. Like I lost 10 pounds. My gut got destroyed. And then very shortly after that, I had an accidental overdose on plant medicine that left me psychotic for a month.
What kind of plant medicine?
Wachuma.
Or
San Pedro.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I had it's not the medicine that almost killed me. It was I wasn't throwing up, and it was expanding in my stomach, and so it ruptured a bunch of caused a lot of problems.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. So, and then it took me a few years to come out of that. COVID happened. Started traveling around, and I was in Mexico for a little bit, and I was like, I need to get proper medical help. Mexico ain't the place, and so what brought me to Austin.
Unless you want some steroids for cheap. No.
That's what brought me to Austin, and then I got better, and then now we're here.
So let's talk about the phrase that you used. I needed to be needed.
Oof, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think we should just highlight it for just a second. I want to encourage the audience members to think and ask themselves if that is speaking to them. the feeling of needing to be needed. How do you disconnect from that?
I think it's a spectrum, so it's healthy to be needed. As a man, you want to feel needed, like I'm needed here and I'm wanted here. But for me, it was, if you need me, whether it was a relationship, whether it was my business, whatever, if you need me, you can't leave me.
Oh.
So it was this weird way of getting more safety for myself. But it's a catch-22 because it locks you into a dynamic that is like a savior complex type of thing. That
it's not healthy.
It's not healthy, and it's not what you want, actually. But I'm going to do this because then I'll feel safe. But then wait a second, I don't feel safe now anymore. And it's a thing. So I had to shift to feeling safe on my own, feeling like, yeah, of course, if you're in a committed relationship as a man, it's important to feel needed, or like, what the fuck are we doing? But that wasn't the primary driving, energy of the space anymore. And in business, my codependency jumped from relationships to business. So instead, like I was so reliant on relationships to make me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And then I went celibate for 3 years. And in that time, business it just became my girlfriend. It was literally the same type of relationship. The manic overthinking, the worry, all of my thoughts going toward externally. I wasn't focused on myself still, even though ironically I was teaching people about self-love and healing codependency.
Right. I
had healed it, but no, I just wasn't in a fucking connection with somebody. And a lot of people fall into that where they think they've healed their patterns, but they're just not dating. So right. I was in that. And then after the plant medicine experience, I started to embody everything that I've been teaching. And, because I was working with a trauma-trained professional and somatic experience practitioner who literally saved my life and helped me come back. Wow. And then that deepened the work that I do. So I'm not just speaking to it as a understanding level, but I'm very surgical now with how I am able to support people.
So let's talk about patterns here.
Let's do it.
Kevin, your friend waved a $20 bill at you, said, get your stuff together. I'd call that a low. Then all of a sudden, you're going, no, backtrack. You get broken up with.
Yeah.
Back, and that's a low for sure. And then you get $50,000, and then you're broke. Here's $20. Get your stuff together, and then you're making $250K, and then you're in $100,000 worth of debt. Now, look, I'm bringing this up for a very good reason.
Yeah.
Because the entrepreneurial roller coaster, it's called a roller coaster for a reason.
It's real.
And it happens to the best of us. Very, very rarely do I ever meet anybody whose success journey is just straight up.
Yeah.
You're going to get taken to the freaking cleaners. Some of the best people in the whole world, the most successful, have eaten dirt.
Well, how is God going to sculpt the best warrior? He's going to put him through the rigorous training.
Exactly.
You have to get ripped apart and eat dirt to have a foundation upon building something that's sustainable.
Yes. And the best part about all of that is if you just keep going, repeat that phrase to yourself 100 times, just keep going, then it's going to be okay. Because look at where you're at right now. Anything that's gotten thrown your way, guess what? You've made it through. Because here we are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. Just keep going and learn to pivot. Don't do the same thing over and over again. That's what I did that for a while. And the extreme thing taught me a lot about stewarding my gifts and stewarding my money and stewarding my energy. So being a good steward of, which, like, let's say like this is yours, for example, and you give it to me and you say, hey, can you watch this? Or you hand me your phone.
Yeah.
Can you watch my phone for a day? I'd be like, fuck yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to take a lot more care of it. I'm going to be a lot more mindful of it because it's something that's borrowed. But if I go buy a phone, I'm going to treat my phone like my phone, and it's not going to be at the same level of attentiveness because I think it's mine.
You know what I think is a powerful statement in the Christian community? You were talking about tapping back into the Bible, right? When people say it's not my money, it's God's money.
You could say that's interchangeable. It's the universe's money. It's not my money. It's not my house. This isn't my clothes. This isn't the gifts that I have.
Yeah.
It's not the audience that I have, the Instagram that I have. All of this is temporary. It's not the relationship that I have. Everything is fucking temporary. Everything comes to an end.
And having a clear understanding of that is going to help you have that awareness in treating your stuff, and especially your money, in a different way.
Yep.
It's temporary.
Yep.
And it can go like that.
Right. So I used to try to get safety and a sense of peace of mind from having money. And it's ironic that I have less than I had before, and I feel more peace.
That's powerful.
Because I'm stewarding it differently. I have restraint. You know, I'm not spending from insecurity of I need to feel how powerful I am because I have the money now and I do whatever the fuck I want. It's evolved.
Yeah.
To, I can do whatever I want. And which means I'm going to choose not to.
Freaking fired up over here. Kevin, how do people get a hold of you?
The Heart Guy on Instagram.
The Heart Guy. I like that. Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Seriously, this is freaking awesome. So many knowledge bombs. Anybody listening to this, I mean, they're going to have a ton of takeaways. So this is exactly the kind of content I like to record here.
Yeah.
And I think you fit the mold for our guest. It's called Austin Elite Podcast. You are the elite because you come from contribution. You have that forward and upward trajectory in life. You're out there to be the light in the dark and to serve. So
thank you.
Kudos to you. And again, thank you for hopping on. Folks, we got Kevin over here. Hit him up, The Heart Guy on Instagram. Greg Carlson, I'm your host. Till next time, stay fired up.
Let's go.
Let's go.